Hey folks, Quillian here, and welcome to another episode of Let's Play Magic Origins. And this time I've got a new deck set up for us. I'm going to call it Steam Power because it's red and blue, it's water and fire, plus it's got a lot of artifact stuff going on here. So I think that thematically it's pretty good. Thematically only, I actually think it's going to be a pretty weak deck overall because I still don't have a very deep card pool. I've opened a couple more boosters since the last episode, but I don't have a ton of stuff to play with, which means I'm lacking maybe some of the more powerful cards here and there, and more importantly, I'm just lacking the depth of card pool to really get a lot of synergy going on. But I've got a quest going on to win some games as red and blue, so what the heck, we're going to do a little bit of that. And there's a couple of cool options over here. So the biggest problem with this deck is I think it doesn't really have too much at the top end, and it may not be able to stand up to a lot of creatures. Hopefully we've got a little bit of control going on, partially through things like the Goblin Arsonist. When it dies, deals 1 damage to a target creature or player. We've got the Perilous Mirror over here, same thing, except it's 2 damage. We've got a little bit of direct damage. I only have 1 of these Fiery Impulses, which is unfortunate because it's pretty good. At least I'm pretty sure I only have the 1. Let's filter for the red. Yeah, because it would have been in here. I threw in 1 Titan Strength just because it's another way of maybe doing a little bit of creature removal. We've got a little bit of flying, but really a lot of the synergy comes from having a fair number of artifact creatures. We do have this equipment over here. This is not synergizing with artifact creatures, but it's synergizing with a lot of creatures, and we're going to be spitting out some creature tokens. So hopefully that will make one big-ass creature for us. Whoops, I accidentally got rid of a card that I really want to have in my deck. Telling Time. I really like Telling Time. I like this mechanic a lot. I mean, you're spending 2 to not lose a card because you're replacing a card, and ideally with a higher quality card overall, because you look at the top 3, you put 1 in your hand, 1 at the top of the library, 1 at the bottom of the library. That's pretty nice. Ravaging Blaze, I'm hoping to use as a bit of a finisher. And then, yeah, then we've got like this sort of stuff. Chief of the Foundry. I only have 1. I want more. Other artifact creatures control get +1/+1. Now we're starting to talk about some synergy. I had a Bottle Gnome in here. A 1/3 is decent to slow you down. It's not particularly strong for this, but it gives us a little bit of health. I don't know. I should probably get rid of them completely. Tinkerer over here. It has flying as long as you control an artifact, which we will control an artifact. It is still just a 2/3 for 3 with flying, which is not terribly powerful. Thopter Engineer. Love this guy. A 1/3 is solid enough. He probably, or she probably won't die too early. When she comes into play, she does put in a 1/1 Thopter artifact creature with flying into the battlefield, which is nice, and all my artifact creatures get haste. I really wish I had more of her. But, you know, we're going to dabble with this anyway, so most likely we will lose this game, but we're going to figure out what we can do. The Gear Crafter here is a 2/1 for 3. It comes in, it gives me another Thopter token. No other buffs, though, which is a little bit sad. We've got a couple of counter spells here and there. Again, I only have 1 copy of this. Calculated Dismissal is nice because it only needs 1 blue, so it's a lot easier to splash into your decks. I like that. I do have 3 Juggernauts in here, which I'm hoping to maybe use as a kill. I don't know. If it comes in the right time, it might have haste. It might have a variety of +1/+1 going on. That would be nice. Spiring Aeronaut here is only a 1/2 with flying for 4, which is pretty expensive. And it puts in 1 Thopter token into play. It's pretty damn weak, I'm not going to lie. For a 4 casting cost, yeah, but, you know, it sort of works with the theme, so what the hell. And we have a card to counter a target creature spell. It doesn't need 2 blue, but I think we're going to be okay with that in this deck. I do like, it sucks that it only counters creature spells, but it does draw a card, which is really nice. And then we have some land. So, again, I kind of expect this deck to lose. We're going to go ahead, hard mode AI, and we'll bring it in there. And we'll see what we can do. We'll learn some things about the deck here and there. Maybe we'll be able to tune it. Again, I was trying to go for a bit of a theme. We don't have the most synergy available for that theme. We'll try our best. Alright, hello opponent. Nice to meet you. And we're going first or second? We're going to go first. And we only have 1 land in our hand, so we definitely have to draw a new hand. Okay, that's not bad. 3 land. Solid start. We've got, well, most of our stuff in our deck is pretty cheap. Actually, we've got a little bit of card draw acceleration over here, which is good. Early Chief of the Foundry, really important card in our deck. Okay, well, we'll keep that. I certainly don't want to mulligan any lower, plus we've got a decent amount of land. I'm going to start with the island, and then that's it. GG. Would have been nice to start play here with one of the decks, or one of the lands that comes into play tapped. Very much like that, for example, since we didn't have a turn 1 play. We do have some 1 casting cost goblins in this deck, we just didn't start with one. Let's go ahead and throw down a mountain. I'm going to go and put down the turn for some early damage, I think. Or, no, I don't need Telling Time yet. We've got some cards to play, so that's fine. Telling Time is a great card when you no longer have stuff or you're looking for a specific solution to a specific problem. Perilous Mir is a really good defender early on, because it can generally kill something with up to 3 health. And that's not a terrible thing. Heck, it can even kill something with 2 health that has First Strike. Alright, put you down. Usually I do like to play the more expensive things, Chief of the Foundry for example, even though we don't have any other artifact creatures right now. We don't need the Perilous Mir yet, and next turn, maybe if we draw land, we can go Perilous Mir, Telling Time, or something like that. It's nice. Oh, I should have attacked first. Since this doesn't actually help me in the attack, always as a rule of thumb, attack first so that your opponent thinks like, oh, you've got all this mana untapped, who knows what kind of spells you might be able to cast? Ooh. Deals 2 damage. Okay, well. You know what? Of all the cards that you could have killed, I'm happy you used that on this. My turn is not particularly important to any of my decks or combos or anything of the sort. So, what colors do you have here? Red, white. Nope. Whenever you cast an enchantment spell, gain health and... Oh, alright. And enchantment spells are cheaper. So, it was red, white, green, white. There's another one over there. I know, it's hard to click his land as is. This enters play tapped. No. I'm going to put down an island. I'm going to use the Telling Time first, because it might impact the rest of my turn. So, what do we want to put in our hands? I think the Juggernaut. What do we want to leave on top of our library? We're good on land, so I'll leave the Mir on top of the library. And that puts land at the bottom of our deck, which is perfectly fine. I see no reason not to attack, because we can always defend with the Mir if we want and blow that thing up, which I think I'd be okay with. So I'm going to go ahead and attack now. He doesn't have any mana, so he can't buff his thing to block and kill it, which is important. Also, my Mir's going to come in with 2 health, actually. And maybe I don't want to actually be blocking with the Mir. Yeah, that's fine. We can always leave this guy through, and then just have a 2-turn Mir and just, like, go and smash. See, I want 4 of these guys. A 2-3 for 3 is perfectly acceptable. And they will buff each other. Like, they don't buff this specific instance of Chief of Foundries, but other Chief of Foundries will buff each other, which is nice. Is he going to attack? He is not going to attack. Evolutionary Leap, okay. So that was 1 cheaper for him because of his ability. He's also going to gain 1 health. And he can start sacrificing creatures, which is very interesting. There you go. He gained a health. Infectious Bloodlust, enchant creature, 2/1 haste, attacks each turn if able. Oh yes, and when that goes to the graveyard, he can search his library for another one. Is this before or after the combat phase? Okay, it's after the combat phase, so he doesn't have to attack this turn. This does change a few things. I think what I do is I attack with the Mir. If he blocks, I can kill it. If he doesn't, then what? I defend and sacrifice the Juggernaut? Well, let's put this into play. Oh yeah, it doesn't come into play tapped, so that's okay. Because these two things will annihilate each other, and the Juggernaut is better. If I don't attack, he probably won't attack himself, which means he'll... Oh no, he has to attack. Okay, so what I think I'll do is I'll skip the attack phase. When he is forced to attack, I'll block and kill it with the Mir, and then next turn the board will be clear, well, depending on what else he casts. Skip attack. And then I'll just be able to start hitting with that 6/4, which is forced to attack every turn. Okay, he had to attack, and yep, my plan is to block the Mir. It should be able to kill him. Well, I mean, it'll just deal 2 damage now, and then when it dies, I can deal 2 damage to a creature. He has all his mana untapped. He might have a buff for defense. We'll see. So there's the 2. That goes down. I will do that. He can respond to this with some sort of action. And he didn't. Okay, good. And yes. So this is really cool. When the creature dies, you can search your library for another copy of this. And put it into your hand. It's very, very cool. Oh, right, and... wait, what else got revealed? For what? I don't know. Exquisite Firecraft deals 4 damage to target creature and player. Oh, so he's going to kill my Juggernaut. Well, okay, that's fine. So, Sigil of Valor. For each other creature. Yeah, it's not going to do anything for me now. But soon. So, actually... for each other creature you control. So I actually do want to play, before combat, the Myr. That'll give me another creature on the board. Sigil of Valor. And as I've learned in the previous video, even though everything else that sort of has an activatable ability like this... see, this actually says equip only as a sorcery. I think the other one didn't have that extra text in there, probably because it didn't have enough room, and I didn't realize that equip happens as a sorcery, but I can use that now. So sorcery means it's not instant. So you can't do it like in response to something or in the middle of combat or anything of the sort. So we'll put it in there. We will continue. And then we'll attack with this creature. No reason not to. So it's going to get +1/+1, because when it's attacking, it gets +1/+1 for each other creature I have. We'll hit him for 3. Just pack up to 20, because he does cast a lot of enchantment spells. I like the idea of an enchantment synergy deck. That is a really cool idea. I don't know if that enchantment tempo is going to work with what I've got going on right now, but still saying, my deck is not particularly strong. I got lucky that I got like one of the few synergy cards in here. My hand is now empty though, and this guy's got a ton of stuff in his hand. Flying and Renown, so it'll become a 2/4 once it hits me. Also a pretty good blocker, although it can't block this guy. They don't have a whole lot of mana. Yeah, well, we may as well put it into combat first, because that'll give us another bonus for the, what's it called? Something of Valor? Sigil of Valor. And, yeah, we may as well attack with everything. He'll probably... actually, I'm not sure what he's going to do. If he blocks this guy, he's going to lose his creature. If he doesn't, then he's going to take 4. Curious to see how the AI will do it. I suspect they'll probably just block the Myr. He still has a lot of hit points right now. He might be looking for card advantage. No! He's going to take all the damage. Wait, what? Hold... what? Did I misread something? Whenever it attacks alone! Oh! Okay. Okay, that's still very interesting. Would I have just solo attacked there? Maybe. Probably I would have. I don't know. I've got to deal damage to win sometimes. May destroy target artifact or enchantment. No! My sigil. It's my only one. Oh well. And he's a 4/4? Jeez. Oh! No, he destroyed my creature! That's actually worse. If I draw a creature, then I can still sit... no, I didn't. I was going to say I could still sigil and get something up to a 4/4. Well, I suppose I can get this one up to a 2/2. And when it dies, it'll deal 2 damage and kill it. Yeah, okay, let's do that. We're going to equip this there. Then, we're going to attack with just this creature here. This will go up to 2/2. There we go. If you block, that's fine. We're going to kill it. Oh, you're not blocking. Okay, fair enough. And I'll leave the island there. I don't know how the AI, considers cards in hands, but they never know. This could be a buff, this could be a nuke spell, this could be all kinds of scary stuff. May as well. There's no reason to put the island down now. I can put it down next turn regardless. I think I gotta block the 4. Can't block the flyer, obviously. That'll die. Hey, at least I can deal 1 damage to this bozo. So I think at this point, yeah, we're not going to have the momentum. We have too few big creatures. Not enough card draw to power the weenie deck. Ooh, another Infectious Bloodlust. Oh, right, of course he'd have one in his hand. Derp. He automatically got one. I don't know why he didn't cast it this turn. Maybe he was holding on just in case he wanted to do something else. Maybe the eye's programmed to use this after combat, so it's not forced to use it right away. Because he could have done more damage. Yay, another island. May as well attack him. Since, well, I guess I could have blocked this guy. But it would have been a bit of a waste of the Mer because he can't kill something. I suppose I could have held on, because who knows, maybe he would have put something down with only 2 toughness. Still, he's got a flyer that's going to deal 4 damage every turn, and I don't think I'm going to be able to do anything about that. We've got a little bit of removal in the deck, but far from enough of it. I think the concept is definitely viable of this sort of artifact token kind of deck, but it needs more copies of the good cards. We need 4 Chief of Foundries, and we need 4 of the 1/3 red people there that gives haste to your artifact creatures. Then all of a sudden you've got a scary freaking deck. But the deck as is not terribly scary. If it was comboed with maybe a little bit more blue card draw, that could also be a thing. Just because you can make up, like, if you have weaker, cheaper creatures, you can make up for it with card draw. But I think just higher quality stuff would be better. Ew. Ew. Well, that's bad. Do not like. Yeah. I think we're just gonna GG next turn, you guys. And this guy's so bad. So bad. A 1/2 flyer for 4. Yeah, he puts in a whole token. Whoopee. I mean, it does synergize with the Sigil, right? If I attack right now, this guy would now be a 3/3. Which is a fair bit. Actually, I might be able to convince him to block, and then I can kill something. Okay. Attack. Technically, that would allow me to survive an extra turn. I mean, I could also save it on the defense, and then block, and then still survive 1 turn. Well, I guess I can block no matter what. Because with these guys. So, what the hell? We'll keep that land. Can't remember, I think I've got 23 land. I might have 25 in this deck. Maybe I could trim back on the land a wee bit, since my spells are relatively cheap, actually. I don't have much in the way of good, sort of fat stuff in these 2 colors. I didn't want to build another weenie deck, and this is far from the sort of weenie deck that we built last time. Here I'll keep Prowess whenever we cast a non-creature spell. Exile the top card of your library until in turn you may play that. Oh yeah, I like that. It's effectively a bit like a draw an extra card, but you can only cast it this turn. No, it's a Plains. Okay, well, I guess interesting. I guess we'll live a little bit longer. Oh, no, no, there we go. What the hell? We'll give it a try. We'll do that. You don't have Renown. Oh, no, but you do have... Oh, you can give something Trample, and you've got enough mana for it. So... Pretty sure. I'm not doing the math here, but yeah, I'm pretty sure with Trample, he's going to be able to do enough damage to me regardless. Because we'll soak 1 here, he'll still do 5. That guy's unblocked, which is another 4. That's it. GG. Like I said, I like the concept. I think with more instances of the same cards, I think we are going to be rocking with this deck. This could definitely work. But we need a lot more cards. And one of the advantages of a straight-up sort of weenie-ish deck, like our blue-white that we played last time, is that you're not necessarily looking for synergy. You're simply looking for the cards with really good just sort of value. If you get a little bit of synergy, great. But you're mostly looking for just value. So we'll take a look at that again at some point in the future. We'll try this deck. Next time, I don't know. Again, as always, if you do have suggestions as to what kind of deck you might like to see, let me know. I'm going to try to play a little bit more between this video and the next one so that we can earn up a little bit of gold, hopefully, and get some more boosters. See you next time, folks. Bye-bye.